Alright, so this is yet another vlog. I have not done a vlog in so long. I don't know why. Mainly because I have seven people that subscribe to me, so I'm starting to think, okay, no one ever comments or anything. So here I am. What I'm going to try to do today is explain something that happened about a month and a half ago, 5, 6 weeks ago. And it will kind of set the tempo for my CS Percussion page, even though this is going to go on my vlog page, and kind of explain why there's going to be a little hiccup with videos and stuff. Basically, what's happened is, I think it was about 5 to 6 weeks ago, depending on when this video comes out, there was a massive rain overnight. My wife and I went to bed. We knew it was raining hard, but I'd already shut all the curtains and everything and not really looked at anything. We went to bed around 11:30. I typically stay up a little bit later, especially since Saturday is supposed to be my day I sleep in. Went to bed, woke up in the morning, and to my wife screaming, our basement's flooded. And I did not know, but when I went to bed that night, already our house was surrounded in water, and the rain came, and it really was a very devastating thing for us. We lost a lot, not as much as we thought we were going to lose, but we lost. And so at first, the initial impact for about the first week to 2 weeks was just, how do I recover from this? Insurance wouldn't cover anything, and it was just really, really, really bad. So after I get done saying this, I'll show you the video that my wife took while I was outside trying to figure out what was going on, and you'll get to see most of the damage. So since that has happened, we have rebuilt the basement, and we're done now. We're still trying to get some of the furniture back, meaning buying new stuff. So we don't have a desk down there or anything like that. God has been good. Surprisingly, through the situation, things have come back to life and been saved that I didn't think could. We originally thought everything was gone. My experience was with Hurricane Katrina, with flood work as I was growing up on the Mississippi, and whenever that water comes in, you just throw everything out and start over again. However, when the people came to do the restoration work and dry everything out and stuff, they actually said that because there was no sewage involved, it was just simply an excess of rainwater that the streets could not handle, then they think that a lot of the stuff could be saved. And you'll see, like, our couch, everything seemed to float. We got up at a time when the water was coming up, so things were going underwater, but the furniture was like 2 months old. We just bought it, and so it started to float, and so that was it. We were able to get a lot of that stuff out, but I have a big screen TV. I still had a 20-inch that I've had since college, and just about a year ago, I finally was like, okay, we've got the money. Let's get the big 50-inch. And so we got it and owned it for a year, and it got flooded. So, but it miraculously survived. The only thing, electronic-wise, we had to buy was a new Blu-ray player, which wasn't a big deal. And that's about it. Some of the companies that I called were like, you know what, let me replace this. So a lot of the stuff got replaced. We saved our computer. We had to spend a little bit of money because the keyboard got ruined and the power supply got ruined to it. But the computer itself is still above water. A lot of people have asked about my audio equipment for my CS Percussion stuff. I had literally 2 days before the flood made the decision. I had two decisions. I could move my recording equipment. It was in the first floor, but I was going to have to start bringing a lot of my drum stuff home and storing it on the first floor. So I knew I needed to get this equipment that I don't use all the time out. And so I said, I'm either going to move it to the basement or I'm going to put it in our bedroom. And I didn't want to move it to our bedroom, but I finally was just like, you know what, maybe the bedroom's the best place because we spend all of our time in the basement. And so I went ahead and moved it upstairs. So everything was saved. And literally the day before, the only thing that was downstairs was my recording board, and it is in a bag, kind of like a laptop bag, like a big laptop bag. And I had sent my daughter downstairs. We were in her room, and I sent her downstairs to grab like her backpack or something like that, and she carried that up. And so I was like, "What did you do? Go put it back downstairs." Originally, it was sitting on the ground, like kind of sideways between the desk and this big ottoman that we had downstairs. And I said, "Go put it back downstairs." I'm like, "You're not supposed to touch that." So she took it down. Well, she did not put it back where it was supposed to go. She actually put it on the ottoman. And the very first thing that I saw when I walked into the water was the ottoman was floating, and on top of it was my soundboard. And so I was able to save the soundboard and get it out. So so I lost none of my equipment or anything like that. So no drum equipment, nothing was down there, and it never will be now. So just looking for the future. So let me show you that, and then we'll start doing this more walking vlog style, and I'll actually take you outside to kind of show you, you'll see where the water was, and to kind of show you how deep it was, and then I'll take you in the basement because the renovations are done now.
Well, we have a pretty significant flood going on. This is all the stuff we tried to save that was underwater. It's kind of crazy right now. Here's our basement. The water is risen pretty high, and we just tried to save everything that we could. So it's up quite high. I don't know that I've ever really seen a flood like this. So, the front yard, water's almost up to the house, pretty much. It's kind of a pool out there, like a lake. Thank you to our friends who came and helped this morning. Here's our step, and then the water is right there. Got the cars in the garage, but I think they said it was like 4 feet 6 inches deep or something like that. It's pretty devastating right now.
So pretty bad, huh? Yeah, it was pretty rough. But here's where the video basically started. I think it started watching those chairs. So I'll just show you, just take you along with what my wife showed you, and we'll go from there. And before you look down here, you saw lots and lots of water. The water is gone. So I'm going to take you down here. She didn't really come down here, but I'll give you a better view of what this was looking like. You see this little deal here. It goes about up the wall. I don't know what the exact measurement is. So when you saw the water, it was up to about here. It ended up about here shortly after that time. So this is our living room, and this is actually basically the way it looked the day of the flood, minus the white wainscoting that's there now. This is cement board. Put a special kind of foam that can get wet behind it, so if the flood ever comes again, we just have to replace the stuff and the carpet. So this was the couch that you saw floating. So we had a professional cleaner come in and get it clean, and they had it all dried out, so there's no mold or mildew. In fact, it didn't have time to set in because the restoration company came so quickly. So the TV, you can see already, this is my big TV, and you can see right about where the line is there, which is where the water went up to. But that's all the business on that part. So the other losses, here was where the computer was. We don't have a computer there yet. The computer's upstairs still because, well, we can't afford a desk right now. And then here's the laundry room, and you can basically see we ended up with some generic stuff that we had to get because that's what we could afford. And the laundry, the water came up to this shelf right here. So there you can see that. Now I'll take you outside. All right, this is mainly what you saw here. This is, you saw the step, and the water was up to the step. Everything here was pretty flooded. Even into the shop or the garage, whichever you want to call it, it's my workshop, was pretty flooded. You'll come around the house, and this will give you a good idea of the water came up to right at the edge, right here. Came up to right here, and as far as I know, it never exceeded that. But if you look over, you see the basement windows right there, so you can see where some of the water could come through. As you turn around here, you can see this tree with this mound. I'll try to see if I can't get some better lighting here. Pretty good. You can see this tree with this mound of mulch. It was completely underwater. So, and this whole area here, all of this, and this is our neighbor's house, was completely underwater too. You can't, on this old oak, you could not see where it comes up right there. It was up to, water was to about right there. So there's a giant drain right here that 6 years ago the city installed to suck all the water down. It didn't do its job. So this is it. All this was underwater. Every single thing you see here. Our neighbor's lawn across the street, the water was right up to those bushes, and so but the water very much right past this driveway, and the next driveway over, there was no water. So it just affected us. So a lot of the city was flooded, but we got it really bad. A lot of our friends, they got 6 to 8 inches. We got 4.5 feet. So sucked, but what are you gonna do? So that's the damage. Well, how does this affect CS Percussion? This affects CS Percussion because frankly it ruined some of our possible recording times. I cannot record now with people because the people that I had set up to record with, their house was flooded. So we are in a bad place with that. We'll work on some videos and we'll get them out to you.